Hello everyone. So today we are here with next set of questions to prepare for MSc Medical Physiology examinations AIMS New Delhi. Guys, we'll be talking about in this video about nerve muscle physiology. Now, I think you have planned how you'll go about your preparations, right? So you'll undergo different concepts, different systems, right? If you feel difficult in any conceptual understanding or you don't have any idea how to compose questions, which type of questions will be asked in different systems or different concepts, different topics, you can just comment in comment box. And if you want me to make such more videos depending on systems or whatever topic it is, just just comment in comment box, so I'll try to make it as soon as possible. So let us start from now muscle physiology. Which type of questions can be asked? Okay, so first question is the resting membrane potential of ventricular cardiomyocyte is closest to equilibrium potential for which ion? Sodium, chloride, potassium and calcium ion. Guys, resting membrane potential means within a cell the membrane is slightly negative as compared to outside. That is resting membrane potential. But at rest, right? So what are different contributing factors for resting membrane potential? You can see my video, I have already made it on resting membrane potential, which channels, which ion are contributing. But broadly speaking, resting membrane potential of whether it's cardiomyocyte, whether it's skeletal muscle, any cell, except smooth muscle, guys, it's close to which ion? So the answer is potassium here. Why? Because when equilibrium potential of all these ions were found out with the help of Nernst equation, it has been found that the membrane potential is negative for chloride and potassium, and for potassium the resting membrane potential is contributed by potassium because there are some leaky channels which are found open during resting state of membrane of cell, right? That's why we call it, the potassium is the major contributor for resting membrane potential. So answer is potassium here. Next question is within CNS the membrane that wraps around myelinated neurons are those of, the options are sequence cells, oligodendroglia, endothelial cells and astrocytes. Okay, you must be knowing that there are some sequence cells which form myelin. We know that, right? So is A is the answer, but no. Why? One more important thing which I want to tell here is you have to know, I think you should know how to exclude other options which can't be correct. Okay, so you know astrocytes are forming the cells which form blood brain barrier, the glial cells. Okay, endothelial cells we know, which are inner lining of blood vessels. Okay, so these two can't be correct, right? So A or B is the option. We know sequence cell form myelin, but you should be knowing this, that sequence cell form myelin only on peripheral nerves, as the nerves they leave CNS. But here we are talking about CNS. So within CNS there is glial cell which is oligodendroglia, which as shown in the figure, this form branches and it wraps around the nerves in CNS. Okay, so the myelination is formed by these glial cells, oligodendroglia, okay, or oligodendrocytes. So answer is B here. Next question is action potential conduction velocity is influenced by, it is diameter, temperature, myelination or all. Okay, so action potential is nothing but the way of the communication media between one nerve to other, right? One axon to other. So this is action potential. Now we are talking about conduction velocity of that action potential. So where conduction velocity is high, where it's low, and what are different factors which influence that. So the most important factor which you know should be myelination. We know that myelinated fibers have very high conduction velocity as compared to unmyelinated fibers, right? Axon diameter also we know it's 6 times the diameter. The conduction velocity increases, right? So larger is the diameter, larger is conduction velocity. Temperature can be tricky bit, but temperature decreases the viscosity of fluid. Okay, here we are talking about the exoplasm. Within axons there is some fluid which is exoplasm, and the viscosity decreases because of temperature, and that's why conduction velocity increases, guys. So the answer is all of the above. All affect conduction velocity. The answer is D. Next question is, which nerve fiber is most susceptible to conduction block by local anesthesia? It can be asked by pressure, by temperature, or by local anesthesia. This is, a very frequent question. So you can have very clear idea about the nerve fibers, the types of nerve fibers, okay, and the susceptibility accordingly. So here the question is, if we give local anesthesia, which are the fiber among ABC most susceptible to that or undergo first the local anesthesia? So the answer is type C fiber here. In this exam you will be 100% asked a question from nerve fiber. Okay, so you should be clear about the types of nerve fiber, the classification. There are two type of classification, you can see that. So here the question is nociceptors, which are nothing but pain fibers, pain carrying fibers, right? They signals through which type of fibers? Okay, so the answer is A delta and C fibers. All the pain fibers, they will be traveling through A delta and C fibers. But now you should be knowing what else fibers are doing. These A, alpha, beta and delta fibers. What is role of these fibers? What they carry? So beta fibers are basically the fibers which carry touch, pressure. Okay, and alpha and gamma you must be heard in muscle spindle. You can visit my video of muscle spindle where you can see how these efferent, these are efferent fibers. Alpha fibers supplying the extrafusal muscle, and the gamma efferents which are supplying the intrafusal fibers of muscle, right? So within muscle spindle you can see what is role of these fibers. Okay, so apart from that, delta and C is the answer for pain. Next question is, within skeletal muscle, thin filaments don't contain which type of pigment? So actin, myosin, troponin and tropomyosin. This is not a tricky question. This is very simple question. If you know the structure of skeletal muscle in which there are thin filament and thick filament as shown in the image, these green color are thin filament which are composed of actin, troponin and tropomyosin. Okay, so actin, troponin and tropomyosin, these three are thin filament. So answer is myosin, which is B. And obviously we know that this is the thick filament, myosin. Now the question is, which of the following protein is absent from smooth muscle? So which protein we know? If you have understood the structure of smooth muscle and how the excitation contraction coupling occur in smooth muscle, it will be clear to you. Actin, myosin, troponin and tropomyosin. Guys, within smooth muscle we don't need troponin. There is nothing like that. Calcium comes to bind troponin C and actin site will be exposed. This only happen in skeletal muscle, right? So here it's nothing like that. It's totally depend on some calmodulin complex which bind with calcium. So calcium calmodulin complex form myosin light chain kinase which lead to directly the contraction. Okay, so it's not dependent on exposed actin sites as myosin light chain kinase form. So actin myosin binding occur. So there is no need of troponin. That's why the answer is troponin. Now in AIIMS examinations, this is the question which can be asked multiple times and which has come in various exams, is oxidative capacity, or talking about the different type of muscle fibers which normally we don't read. So types of muscle fibers, no, the broadly speaking type 1 and 2, or we can say slow twitch and fast twitch muscle fibers. So anything can be asked from these types. So that's why I have put this table so that you can go through all the questions you probably can be asked from this table. Here the question is, oxidative capacity is highest in which fiber? So this is type 1 fiber which is slow twitch, and type 2 fiber which are fast twitch. Okay, slow twitch, if you can see, these are red color muscles having high myoglobin contact, high fatigue resistance and high aerobic capacity, and that's why high oxidative capacity. Okay, so that's all about type 1. So answer is here type 1 muscle fiber having high oxidative capacity. The rest of the thing you can read. Okay, next question is staircase phenomena. TREPPI is due to. Okay, so the options are increased availability of intracellular calcium, synthesis of stable troponin C molecule, and summation, tetanus, increased excitability. So what is TREPPI? First of all, if you know, the concept, you will be more clear. Trapeze, staircase, so it will be like staircase. So if you can see, if a response of a muscle, you can see it will be like a staircase, as you can see in the image here. What is this graph about? This is having amplitude on x-axis here with time. So this is showing a muscle activity in which this is not like a staircase, but in fact how it resemble really. For example, this is a muscle response here. Now it's not relaxed properly before it have a second stimulus. So muscle response is more high, then more high, then more high, and at a point it reaches a plateau phase. So that's why we call it as a staircase, which resemble like a staircase of our homes, right? So what is this about? What is mechanism behind here? So as muscle contracts, right, and then it is started relaxing. So it started relaxing means calcium is now starting taken up into endoplasmic reticulum, right? But even before that, second stimulus is applied. If second stimulus is applied, more calcium is thrown outside sarcoplasm, outside sarcoplasmic reticulum into the sarcoplasm. So there is more calcium into the sarcoplasm. Then again it started relaxing, and before proper relaxation again stimulus is applied. So to extent there is increase in calcium concentration into cytoplasm, or we can say sarcoplasm. So A is the answer, which leads to Trappe phenomena or staircase phenomena. Okay, next question is the minimum stimulus intensity that produces a compound action potential in nerve or muscle is called. Options are Riobase, Chronaxi, twice Riobase, or twice Chronaxi. You know, this question you will 100% get often. So Riobase or Chronaxi, these terms should be very clear to you. And I can make the clear difference by this, showing this graph. As you can see, the Chronaxi is on x-axis, which is the time duration, and as you can see, Riobase is stimulus strength. Okay, so what is Riobase? Riobase is the minimum amount of current which is needed to excite a nerve to give some response. This is Riobase. Chronaxi is basically the duration when Riobase get double. Okay, so that is the difference. So Riobase is the stimulus strength or amount of stimulus, amount of current is Riobase. And here the question is minimum amount of current which is needed to produce action potential. So answer is Riobase here. Chronaxi is unit of excitability, and on the other hand it can be asked what is Chronaxi in some MCQs. Then you should be knowing that this is the time when Riobase get double. Okay. Now for sure you can get a question of action potential from any muscle. It can be cardiac, it can be skeletal, it can be smooth muscle. Okay, so here this is very simple question. The shortest phase of action potential in ventricular cardiomyocyte is. The options are phase 0, 1, 2, 3. And as we have used the graph, you can be very clear that which one is the shortest phase. So it's phase 0, which is very steep curve. So there is sudden depolarization which is leading to very steep curve. So shortest duration. So answer is A. Okay, so within now muscle physiology, the important topics you must cover are action potential of all the muscles, right? Excitation, contraction, coupling, especially of skeletal muscle, Chronaxi and Riobase, their definition, their concepts, types of nerve fibers, their classification, types of muscle fibers. So these are main topics which you can't leave if you want to top the exam. So that's all for today. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe my channel if you haven't subscribed it. Thank you so much. Happy learning.